Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day so far. If you are new here then welcome. My name is Millie and this year I am only buying cruelty-free makeup products. Only buying from cruelty-free brands and only using cruelty-free products on my channel. So I wanted to stock up on a few of my favourite things that I've been running out of, and I did some damage in the Boxing Day sales. All of these products are from E.L.F, one of my favourite brands of all time, and yeah, I've been running out of a few of my favourite products and I wanted to try some new things as well. So I'm going to be diving into this box here and doing a full face of E.L.F products. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, just keep on watching. So starting with a few restocks of favourite products, I got two of the E.L.F Calm Balm lip balms. These are by far the best lip balms I've ever used. Things like the Nivea lip balms are fine, they're great. These are like next level good. If you have dry lips, which I'm sure we all do at this time of year, these are the best ones. In fact, I'm going to get into one now and put one on before I start. So it's just a clear lip balm, but it's so nice and nourishing. Like, I use this every single night. It's just a really great lip balm, and I think these were reduced. I honestly, it doesn't have a slip in here, so I don't know how much any of these things were, but I'm sure that wasn't very expensive. I'm sure it was like £2 or £3, and I absolutely love them. They're my favourite lip balms. So another product that I stocked up on and I got two of is the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. Again, these were reduced in the sale and I'm sure they were like £3.60 each, and they're normally £9. So I got two. They are my favourite setting spray. The mist is so fine and it just sets everything in really, really nicely. I would not be without these setting sprays now. They're fantastic. Then I got another of the Putty bronzer. This is in the shade Tan Lines. I'm so close to running out of my other one. I don't think I've got it out on the table. No, I'm so close to running out of the other one and I don't want to be without it. So I got another one whilst I was placing this order. And then this came free, I'm fairly certain, because I didn't need this, but I'm sure this came free. This is the liquid eyeshadow in Flirty Birdie. If you don't know, this is one of my all-time favourite products. I wore Flirty Birdie on my wedding day. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a liquid eyeshadow, so it's got that glitter in it, so you don't get any fallout, and it's the most intense glitter. It's absolutely beautiful. If you've not tried the E.L.F liquid glitter formula, Flirty Birdie is a really, really great one to like introduce yourself into the formula. You can wear it every day or for a very special occasion like your wedding day. And then lastly, for things that I have tried before, I got a replacement for the Wow Brow. I use this every single day without fail. It's one of my absolute favourite products. It really changed my brow game. I have spoken about this 7 million times on my channel, so I'm not going to go on about it too much. I will be using this today. So I got this in the shade Brunette, which is a really great shade for me. And then everything else is new. So I got the E.L.F Lash and Roll Mascara. I have already done a full video wear test for this. It went up last week. I will link that up here. I've put it back in the packaging so that I can show you what it looks like brand new, but I have already used this. Then I got the E.L.F Camo Powder Foundation. I have used the Camo CC cream, the one that's in like the pumpy bottle. I've used that before, and I sort of have mixed feelings on it. Sometimes I really like it and sometimes I just don't like how it looks. But I wanted to try this one. I've heard so many great things about this online. It's a buildable to full coverage, semi-matte finish. I got this in the shade Fair 140W, which I assume means warm. Then I got two of the primer infused base products. So I got a bronzer in the shade Forever Sunkissed, and that looks like a really nice tone for my skin tone. I find it quite hard to find bronzers that work for me because I'm so pale. And then I got the primer infused blush in the shade Always Rosy. Again, that looks really, really pretty. Then I got a blush palette. So this is the powder blush palette in Light. In the shade Light. So these two down at the bottom are like shimmery, and then these two at the top are matte, and I just thought I already have the like contour bronzer version of this palette and I use it all the time. I really like it, so I wanted to get the blush version too. I think that these are so useful for like if you're traveling or anything, then you have a few different options in one palette. Then I'm fairly certain that this was a freebie. This is the Pure Skin Moisturiser. It says with oat milk, ceramides and niacinamide. I really enjoy E.L.F skincare, and obviously it's all vegan and cruelty free, so that's great. I've already done my skincare today. I didn't realise that this was in here, it's down at the bottom, but I will definitely try this maybe later on my nighttime skincare routine when I take all of this makeup off again, and I will let you know down below what that's like. Then I got a lip liner. This is the Love Triangle Lip Filler Liner. This is in the shade Soft Pink. I've not tried any lip liners from E.L.F, I don't think, so I'm excited to see what that's like. Another one that I've seen loads about online. Then I got the Baked Highlighter in the shade Moonlit Pearls, so that's really pretty. It looks like, I was about to say it looks like a baked highlighter. It obviously is a baked highlighter, that's in the name, but it looks like it's not going to be too like chunky glittery. It looks like it'll be really nice and like natural and soft on the skin, which baked highlighters usually are. And then the last product in the box is the Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I've not tried this one before, I don't think. I really enjoyed the Instant Lift brow pencil, the white one. This one here, I use this pretty much every single day. So this is in the shade Neutral Brown. I really enjoyed that pencil, so easy to use. But I wanted to try this one because I've really been enjoying like that micro fine, really thin pencil sort of finish to get the little hair-like strokes, rather than like the Instant Lift one is quite a thick pencil, which obviously makes it quick and easy to apply the product, but I've really been enjoying the micro fine type of pencil. So I got this in the shade Neutral Brown, and that's everything. So let's just get some makeup on my face. I will say I don't have a concealer from E.L.F, so this is going to be like a full face of makeup minus the concealer. I don't enjoy E.L.F concealers. The hydrating one, that's the white cap, I'll put a picture up here, I absolutely hate it. I think it looks awful. It's so drying. I already have dry skin, so that's like not a good combination, but I just can't get on board with it. So I'm going to be using a different concealer, but everything else is going to be from E.L.F. So let's just get into putting some makeup on my face. So I'm going to start with the Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I absolutely love this product. However, this is in the shade 2 and it is slightly too dark for my skin. I can make it work, but it's not the ideal colour for me. So I will just be applying this and then obviously go over the top with the foundation, which I'm hoping will make it look a little bit more normal. So I'm just buffing this in with a brush. This is just a duo fibre brush from Revolution Pro. I will link one down below that is similar. Actually, whilst I'm talking about brushes, E.L.F have a really great selection of makeup brushes. I have a few that I really enjoy. They're so affordable, they're really great quality, and if you're already going onto the E.L.F website to order a few bits, they're definitely worth having a look at. So that's just the liquid filter on. It just gives the nicest glow to the skin. No coverage, it doesn't cover up anything, obviously you can still see all of my spots and things, but it just makes your face and your skin look so juicy and beautiful. One of my favourite products. I'm going to say that about every single product that I've tried before because E.L.F is one of my favourite brands, but I absolutely love that liquid filter. It's so nice just on its own, it's so nice under foundation. I use it all the time, it's absolutely beautiful. So then I'm going into the foundation. So this is the E.L.F Camo Powder Foundation. Like I say, I got this in the shade Fair 140W. It was very hard to try and eyeball what colour I needed, so I just guessed. So that is hopefully going to be about right. So that's what it looks like inside. There's a really big mirror in here. I won't show you because it will blind you. And then I do believe, yeah, comes with a little sponge. So I will apply it with the sponge. let's just see how this goes. So I'm going to just swipe into here with the sponge. I'm hoping that this is going to be something like the L'Oreal powder foundation, because I really liked that. Even though I've got dry skin, I found that it wasn't too drying. I really enjoyed the finish of it. So I've got some of that on the sponge, and let's just see how much coverage we get. That colour is not too bad, is it? That is not too bad at all. We can absolutely work with that. Okay, so first impressions, it's incredibly full coverage, which I don't mind. It is a very matte finish, even over the top of that halo glow. It is very, very matte, which again, I don't mind. I do prefer more of a natural, softer, more radiant finish, but we can add that in with the highlighter and things. It feels very comfortable. It doesn't feel heavy. Obviously I've only done half of my face so you can see the before and after. I feel like it's covered over my redness and things really nicely. I did have a spot down here and you can't really see that anymore. Yeah, that was really, really easy to apply. It was obviously very easy to just sort of swipe on. I've done an incredible job with the colour match. Very impressed with that. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. It does sort of take a little bit of work to sort of swipe it on, blend it in, but any foundation does. Like, any foundation takes a little bit of blending, a little bit of application time. So yeah, is it going to be an everyday foundation for me? No, but that's only like a personal preference thing. I prefer something that's a little bit lighter. However, I did used to use the L'Oreal powder foundation just as a setting sort of powder over the top of foundations to like set in concealer and things, and this does feel very similar to that. So I could definitely see myself using this with sort of like a big fluffy brush to like blend it very lightly over the top of other foundations to give it a little bit more coverage, but just to sort of set things in and mattify things down a little bit if I feel like I need it. But I'm very impressed with how that looks. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of that setting spray. This is the one that I already have. I've only got a tiny, tiny little bit of it left, so I'm just going to spray this just to rehydrate the skin a little bit more. It doesn't feel dry, it just looks a little bit dry, so I just wanted a little bit of hydration added back in. So like I say, I don't have a concealer, so I'm just going to go in with the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer, just right in these eye sockets. And yes, I probably should have done this before I did that powder foundation, but I didn't think that far ahead. So let's see how cream products go on over the top of this powder foundation. We're testing. Yeah, that blends out absolutely fine, no problems there. So note to self, you can put concealer on over the top of that powder foundation, which is always good to know. So I'm going to not use the putty bronzer today because I feel like I use that all at the time. I'm going to just use these primer infused ones. So the primer infused bronzer in the shade Forever Sunkissed. So that's what that colour looks like. Like I say, I think this is going to be a really great colour for the more fair-skinned gals and pals out there. So I'll just swatch this first. That feels very smooth. That feels lovely. Yeah, that's just a really soft colour. Almost looks a little bit like the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. It's that sort of very soft brown colour that's not too intense. It is completely matte. I was wondering if it was going to be matte or if it was going to have a little bit of shimmer. It is completely matte. It doesn't have a scent. All of my favourite things. So using the Real Techniques blush brush, I'm going to tap into here and let's start warming up this face. This is giving a very, very similar effect to the butter bronzer, and for reference I use the butter bronzer all the time. I have a huge pan in the middle of my butter bronzer now. I use it every single day. I love the colour of it, I love the finish, but I think I prefer this because it doesn't have the scent. I hate the scent of the butter bronzer. This is beautiful. It's so soft, so like, it's like airbrushed. It's so pretty and the colour is perfect. I feel like on camera, obviously I'm under huge lights, on camera that just completely washes out all of the colour, but in real life I feel like this is the perfect amount of colour for me. I love it. And I always struggle with bronzer and blush because I want a lot of colour, but I don't want it to look clowny. I don't want it to look too much, but I also want to look tanned and I want to look blushy. It's a fine balance, but I think that this looks absolutely beautiful. It's not a contour shade, it is a bronzer. Use your words. But I'm definitely like falling out of love with contour. I feel like it's so easy to go overboard with it, whereas if you use a product like this, it does still give you that shape, but it's more natural looking with a full coverage foundation, but you know what I mean. I am a very, very big fan of that. I feel like that looks so natural. It's a really great undertone, really great colour if you are extremely fair like me. It's really, really pretty. So blusher now. I have two of these brushes now, so I don't have to use the same one for blusher and bronzer, which is always a nice treat. So the blush I have in the shade Always Rosy, and that's what that one looks like. Again, looks completely matte. I will swatch it. Feels exactly the same as the bronzer. Very smooth, very pigmented. That colour is beautiful. That just looks like my skin tone but flushed. That's really, really pretty. So smooth. I'm so impressed with the formula of these. So the blush does seem a little bit more powdery. There is a bit more kickback with it, but obviously that comes from it being a very pigmented product. So I've got some on the brush there. Okay, so it's not too pigmented on the skin. I was a little bit worried there. I was worried that was going to be like too much pink, you know? But it's not. That's a really nice amount of colour. I don't like it when like blush products and things like that are too intensely pigmented. Like it's not useful with them being so pigmented. It's nice to be able to build them up a little bit. So it actually says on the back of the packaging for the blush, use this blush on days you know you'll need bulletproof makeup. This blush is easy to blend, perfectly pigmented for ease of application, and grips to your cheeks like a second skin. And I absolutely agree with that. That was so easy to apply, easy to blend out, but we'll see how it looks at, I will leave down below how it looks at the end of the day, if this sort of primer infused aspect of it actually makes it last all day. So next up for the base products is highlight, and I feel like I need to drown myself in this because I'm looking very matte, which is not my vibe. I like to be seen from outer space. So this is the shade Moonlight Pearls, and that's what that one looks like. That looks incredible. Let me swatch it. Okay, yeah, that feels really smooth. Not at all chunky or glittery, but incredibly blinding. I've done that swatch in the most awkward place. Can you see that there? Yes, there we go. When that catches the light, hello, aliens. Yeah, I like the look of that. So I'm using the Real Techniques setting brush, which I really enjoy for highlight. I feel like it's just the perfect size for getting product on there and then... Okay, I did not need as much as that. Okay. Wow. Okay, I was not expecting that to be as intense as it is. Can you see how reflective that is? I absolutely love that. I know that this like blinding highlight is not for everyone, however, I absolutely love it. I didn't even use that much of it, like I only dipped into that, like the tiniest little bit, and that is blinding. I absolutely love that. I love it. So that's all of the base products, I think. I'm going to do one last spritz with the setting spray. So next up is brows, and I'm going to use that new brow pencil that I got, the Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in the shade Neutral Brown. So this is what the packaging looks like, really sleek, thin pencil, and then that's what the tip looks like. So it is a very, very slim point to the pencil, so I feel like that will create those really nice little hair-like strokes, but let's just apply it and see how we go. Yes, I feel like that has created the perfect little hair-like strokes at the front. My only problem with these like micro fine pencils, I just find it takes me, as someone who's not very good at doing my own brows, I feel like it takes me forever to get the rest of the brow to look how I want it to. So I can make the front look how I like how it looks now. I can make that fairly easily, fairly quickly. The rest of it, however, will take me forever, so I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that pencil. Another thing to note, which I feel is important and completely overlooked by a lot of people, the spoolie on the other end is really firm. Sometimes you get spoolies on the end of like pencils and things, and they're so soft and not firm enough to actually brush through your brows. It's just like a sponge sort of wiping through. That is a really, really great spoolie. I'm a big fan of that. So next up, the E.L.F. Wow Brow. And if you have seen literally any of my videos, you will know how I feel about this. It's such a great product. For someone like me, I don't have a lot of colour to my brows, so they stay sort of where I put them. They're not difficult to do. However, my brows are so fair that I do need to sort of pump them up a little bit with a bit of colour. This also has those little fibres in it, so it makes it look so natural, and it's so quick and easy to use. One of my all-time favourite products. I'm going to stop going on about it now. So another product from E.L.F. that really deserves a mention are the bite-sized eyeshadows. I've got 3 of them. So I have the shade Rose Water, which is like purpley, pinky, really soft, sort of neutrally shades. A really great one if you are wanting to incorporate just a little bit of like purpley, pinky colour. But these are so affordable, so you can just try it out. Then I have the I Love You a Latte, which is all of your neutral shades. So you've got like a white, a warm tone brown, a cool tone brown, and then a darker, more chocolatey brown, and all of these are mattes. So again, this is a really great one to have in your collection, really great for traveling, and all of your neutral shades are covered just in that one palette. And then I have Hot Jalapeno, which is all of your greens. So this is a gold shimmer, then the next one over is a shimmer, that second one in, and then the other 2 are matte. So another great way to add in just a little hint of green. So today I'm going to be using the I Love You a Latte, so I just want a little bit of colour through the crease. So I'm going to go in with a big fluffy brush into the warm brown shade, just on a really big fluffy brush, just get the colour in there. These are so easy to blend out. I haven't tried any of the bigger palettes from E.L.F, but I would absolutely be open to if you want to see any of those tested out. But these little mini bite-sized ones, I think they're like £3 or £4. They're so affordable and they're great. I'm just putting a bit of that darker one on the outer corner, and then I'm going to go in with one of those liquid glitters. So I'm going to go in now with one of the liquid glitter eyeshadows. This is in the shade 24 Karat Gold, and it's the most incredible colour. So I'm going to just tap a little bit of this onto the eyelid, and I am just keeping this sort of on the lid closer to the lash line, and then whilst it's still wet, very quickly going in with a brush. So this is just a big fluffy brush. I'm going to tap over all of that and blend it out, really, really diffuse the glitter right across the lid, up to the crease, honestly probably completely past the crease as well, because I love drowning myself in these glitters. They're absolutely beautiful. And I will just zoom you in so that you can see how that's all looking. So you can see how soft and like diffused that glitter is, but you don't have to worry about fallout, you don't have to worry about any of that going like everywhere else on your face like you would with a glitter eyeshadow. It just stays exactly where you put it and it stays all day. So whilst you are zoomed in, I will show you again. I just tap this along the lash line and sort of onto the lid, and then I take the brush and sort of tap to start blending it out and moving it around a little bit. And then once I can feel it setting a little bit more, I do more buffing motions to really blend it out. Like honestly, I feel like I hear nobody talk about these and I think they're absolutely incredible. Like, how else could you get that level of glitter with not a single speck of fallout? You just couldn't. And obviously I am a magpie, so I appreciate not everybody likes glitter. I'm very pro glitter, so that is like the eyeshadow done. I'm going to go in with the E.L.F. Lash and Roll Mascara. This is the new one that they've just brought out. I already have a full review of this up. I will leave that linked up here. I do a full day wear test and try it out for the very first time on camera. So if you want to see that, I will leave that linked, but just know, I absolutely love it. So that's 2 coats of mascara on, and just looking at my face, I feel like I need a little bit more blush, which I always do at the end, but let's do it now because that's what I'm thinking about. Just going back in with that Always Rosy blush shade. I just think when I went over the top with that highlighter, I feel like I've lost a little bit of that, so adding a little bit more in. And then lastly is the lip liner. So this is the Love Triangle Lip Filler Liner. Another product that I've seen loads of people talk about online but just never picked up for myself until now. So this is in the shade Soft Pink. Let me just try and wrestle that out of the packaging. So it's almost like a teardrop shape. That's a really interesting sort of idea for a lip pencil. So you can get the really sharp point with that top but also fill in the rest of your lip really easily. Interesting. So I've just wiped that lip balm off and then come back over with the concealer brush just to blank out the lips again. So let's go in with the lip pencil, see how this applies. It's not the creamiest lip liner I've ever used. It is a little bit dry feeling, however I suppose that does mean that it will last quite well. It's a really, really nice colour. I love the colour of that. That is exactly what I look for in a lip liner. So I just need like a bit of lip gloss or something now. So I'll go in with this one, which is one of my all-time favourites. This is the Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade Mock Twist. And those two go together perfectly. What a winning combination. I love how that looks. So I think just a tiny little bit more bronzer and then I think I'm done. Yeah, I am so happy with how all of this looks. So let me know what you think down below. If there's any other products from E.L.F. or any other cruelty-free brands that you think I need to try, then do definitely let me know. I'm in the market for all of the cruelty-free brands. I am definitely widening my horizons with the products that I try, because like normally I would just buy from L'Oreal and I can't anymore because cruelty free. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let me know if you pick up any of these products on my recommendation. I would love to know. Obviously everything will be linked down below, but until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye.